Dear diarrhea full of shit, let alone me, myself, and I, no one else, really go, I'm so legit. Swung by the grocery store to stock up, get my groceries for next week. And I just wanted to make a quick audio presentation. I normally save my bags, but I got too many, so I'm going to throw this away. I have 6 canvas bags that I usually use, but I didn't have those with me. I just wasn't thinking. I'll probably have to just put those in like under the seat of my truck, just to have. But I just want to shout this out. Just one more reason why I'm better than my peers. When I go to the grocery store, when I buy my produce, I bought some avocados and some apples because I already got some stuff. I got oranges, onions, tomatoes, garlic, all that stuff. Easy on the bananas because they're like high in potassium. And like I said, because until I get past this thing with the diabetes and whatnot, potassium is bad. I mean, you're going to there's potassium like in other fruit and whatnot. And, maybe one banana a week. You need potassium for like your, muscles and nerves and stuff. It helps things fire. Like I said, humans are omnivores. We're not vegetarians. We sure as fucking shit ain't vegans. And as nice as it might sound, we're not carnivores either. That Sean Baker dude, who is a beast I might add, I don't know how well he's going to be doing when he's 65 years old. Because I've heard testimonials from people who are vegans. And they're like, oh yeah, it was great, and then after, it took this one girl like 7 years. And she started getting sick all the time and weak, and her joints hurt. Her hair started falling out. And then she started eating meat, and she was like, Lottie Dottie, we likes to potty. We likes to potty so hotty, Whatever. And my cousin went vegetarian for a bit. Then he went full-blown vegan. I don't know if it was like an early life crisis or something, because he was like in his early 20s. Don't know. Now, he's a wildland firefighter, at least he was back then, probably still is now. During the summer and during the winter, he worked at a ski resort. And, again, he did fine for a bit. But then after a while, he started getting sick. And whatever else started happening, slowly started reintroducing dairy. It's another thing too, we need dairy. And he got back to normal. So I think, and it also kind of depends on the person, how you respond to stuff. But I think overall, humans are omnivores, period. That's how we evolved and got to be where we got to be. So, anyway, that's all I gotta say, baby. Since I'm doing this audio presentation, I'll tack on some more shit. I start my new schedule next week. I wanted the 6-3. It was unavailable. I got the 6-2, which is actually better. It'll just be that much more money. I actually thought about going for the 6-2 as my first choice, but don't have the willpower. I wanted 3 days off, 3 days and 4 nights. Instead, I got 2 days and 3 nights, just like a regular weekend. And as I said, the 6-day work schedule is the same as it's always been. It's actually 5.5, because at the end of the week, even if you really conserve your hours, you're still only going to have, 8-9 hours to work. And I always shave off 2 because it's my go-home day. And they're aware of that too. They're real good about that. And, you need to be mindful of stuff like that as a driver, but they watch it as well. Your go-home day, like if it's going to be blowing or snowing and the highway's going to be closed, and my go-home day is on a Friday, and I got a load, Thursday afternoon going up to Billings, Montana and back, but I-25 is going to be closed, I won't take it, and most likely I won't even have to refuse it because they won't give it to me. They monitor that stuff pretty damn good. So I was supposed to start, I'm going to start Monday. I kind of took some PTO time off and whatnot. I got the time for it. I got my DACA appointment. What is it, the 17th? So not next week, but the week after, right? Let's see, today's the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, there's a calendar right behind. Let's do this easily. See, if I had a honey boo in my life, I'd say, honey, how far out is it 10 days from now? She'd be like, 10 days. I'd be like, ha ha ha. No, day. What day? Time. Or whatever the hell I'm even trying to say. So yeah, I got next week. And then on the 17th, I got a DACA appointment. And my DOT physical is on the 25th. But I'll just make sure that I'm back at the yard. I'll let them know I don't need to take a day off, but I have a calendar event or whatever on the 25th. So, just I might end up just doing well, if I get usually the beginning of the week, I have so anyway, that's that. I did call him and find out the information that I need to know. So, we'll see. That's all I gotta say. Bye-bye. Actually, I might as well. I called that dude today at 11. I should have called him around 10. He gave me his card, and I've got his cell phone number because, he called to confirm where I was at and whatnot. But I'm not going to take the liberty to just assume, you know what I mean? I'm not going to call his personal fucking cell. And he was with a customer. So, the girl took a message or whatever, got my name and number, and I told her who I was, he gave me a ride, blah, blah, blah. He didn't call me back. I didn't think he would. I get the sense he's a busy guy. I called again at 4 o'clock. He was out on a wrecker call. Told it was a different lady. I said, same thing. You got my number. This is my name, blah, blah, blah. Let him know. They are open tomorrow. He's working tomorrow. So I will repeat the process again tomorrow mid-morning. I'll call the office. And if I don't hear, I'll just keep calling him, twice a day basically. Well, I don't know, man. Because I want to get, I want to get it, as fast as possible, just because, it's a new me, baby. Shit. I've been putting shit off for, whatever. Like I said, if it matters to me, but you still got to be, tactful and, normal about things. So, and, I'll just fucking drive down there if I need to. But anyway, I mean, you know what I mean. Don't just drive down there and be like, where's he at? And, wait. But, yeah, I'd like to buy that fucking deuce-and-a-half troop transporter you got. So, and I think he'll call me back. I think he's just a busy guy. So, I might ask him to send me a picture, although I don't really care. It starts and runs, and if there's anything kind of wrong with it, well, it'll be my project, But that's the thing. The guy took it to him to have it fixed up, so I'm assuming it's in fairly good condition. It hasn't been sitting in the field the last 20 years, and the seals are rotten and dry and cracked, and the engine is, seized. You're going to have to turn it by hand and, get it going, and even that in and of itself might fuck up the O-rings, the piston rings, and whatnot. Shit. But apparently I'm good to rock and roll. So, speaking of destiny and fate or whatever, however you want to say that, last night a short popped up. It said World War II hero, and I didn't know who it was, and I clicked on it, and it was Paul Newman. He's since passed away because he's an old motherfucker, but he was a World War II dude. I don't know when he enlisted and whatever, but I guess he wanted to be a pilot. Joined. I thought you had to be 21 to be a pilot, but I guess you could be 18. I don't know. Seems like you'd have to be 21. You know, because just those extra few years, you know, it's like, well, you know, it's kind of weird. It's like, you know, you can buy cigarettes when you're 18. You can't buy alcohol until you're 21, but you can go to war when you're 18. Well, I'd have to agree with that. I think those extra few years, you know, when you go through basic and you're a GI Joe under the leadership of a, you know, commander, sergeant, platoon, you know, whatever, however the ranks work, you know, you're in a, I don't know, I wasn't in the service, but, you know, you're in a group, you know, platoon, whatever they call that, regiment. You've got your commander, you know, your commanding officer, sergeant, whatever. There's like people who are in charge, and then you're part of a bigger group, you know, and you know what I mean? It's like you've got structure. So even though you're this 18-year-old dude, you were trained to shoot, move, and communicate. And even though you're a young buck, you know, and you might be a little, you'll do all right. But if you're at home on a Saturday night, driving around with your baby, and you want to go buy some liquor, those extra 3 years, in my opinion, those extra 3 years of life and making mistakes and whatnot, well, I think that's a good thing. So I agree with all that stuff. I think getting your license when you're 16, I think that's the right age. Being able to smoke when you're 18, I think that's fine. Being able to go to war when you're 18, I think that's fine. Not being able to drink until you're 21, I agree with that. Mary Jane, I think you should be able to buy that when you're 18. Although, I'd have to think about that, I guess. Maybe I take that back. But anyway, apparently he wanted to be a pilot, but he was colorblind, so he couldn't be a pilot. He wanted to be a Navy pilot. And I forget the name of the plane, but it had like the ball turret in the back. It was like so I don't know if it was a fighter. I think it was probably like some sort of light bomber or something. But he was the turret rubber bander, and apparently did real well at it. I don't know what earned him hero status, but it was the same plane that George Bush Sr. flew, only he was the pilot, and WW2. And then George W., he joined the Air Force, so that was Navy, I think. Navy, because they had planes. And then they didn't have an Air Force in World War II, they had Army Air Force. W, Jr., was in the Air Force, because I remember looking that up. He flew a F-104 Starfighter, which is a funny looking airplane. It looks like something you'd see in a 60s TV show or something, you know. It looked like a rocket ship. But he didn't see action in Vietnam because, of course, politics. And same thing, that one dude, what was his name? John Kerry. He was a infantryman, I guess, but he knew he wanted to get into politics, I guess, because he was always having everybody film him. And as soon as he got his 3 injuries or whatever, he was out. And I don't remember what the deal was, but apparently, because I remember hearing about that back in the day when it was George W. going against John Kerry. And like the people that he served with were like, yeah, he was he wasn't a soldier, he had ulterior motives. So watch me, watch. They would be like on base, and he'd just be like walking around with his rubber bander. I was like, what are you doing? Why don't you go, get washed up and grab you some chow, or something, and he's just like, blum, blum, blum. There must be some sort of way out of it, and it's like, what are you doing, so, but, so that was interesting. And then today, and that just popped up as a suggestion, I saw a World War II era airplane that looked kind of like that plane. I forget the name of it. I'm not sure if it was called the Avenger. It wasn't the P-47 Thunderbolt. It was the one with the ball turret in the back. So it was a 2-crew plane. But I couldn't see a ball turret. But it was like, kind of looked like that. It was white, and it had red wingtips and a red empennage, or elevators and rudder, or stabilizer. the rudder is on the stabilizer in your elevators, which I guess I don't know. Anyway, good enough. So it made me think of the red tails, but the black dudes, but they flew P-51s. So that was kind of weird. And they must fly old bombers or old aircraft out of there, because I saw I believe it was a B-25 Mitchell, which was a light 2-engine bomber, and it looks a lot like the B-24 Liberator, which is a heavy 4-engine bomber. It's like its little brother. But the reason that was interesting is because a day or 2 or 3, or maybe it was a week, whatever, I remember I did an audio presentation about it. For some reason, I was talking about bombers. I don't remember what or why, but I don't know, just little things like that. And I was going to mention this earlier, but forgot, but I'm going to mention it now since I'm on the topic of flying. I was in Blowhard, Wyoming, about the beginning of this week, I guess. And didn't eat anything, nope. But and I was at the faggot DC, because they have faggot loads. And the wind was blowing, and I think this pigeon was trying to get out of the wind, and it landed on my hood. And it was funny because it was walking up my hood, but it was sliding backwards. I mean, it was slowly making progress forwards, but it's like it was moonwalking in reverse. It was hilarious. Probably scratched the hood all up. And then finally it got on my right windshield wiper and just perched itself there. And it was just looking at me. So, that was kind of funny. Kind of cute. What else was I going to say? I think that may have been it. Oh yeah, so my truck, I talked about how it, crapped out. The truck I was in today, it was a Peterbilt. Now, this is just a loaner truck. The trucks on my programs are the same, the Freightliners, which I like because they have vents in the sleeper, and they got a little fan that blows the shit in and whatnot. But I'm done with humanity, man. I mean, the tech shit, the gauges on the dash are all not analog. They're not the needle. So it's not a matter of if, but when they fail. Everything's stupid. The cruise is fucking stupid. Like it goes into coast, but then if you don't let off the gas, it'll stay coasting. So every time it goes into coast, you got to let off the gas and step back into it, which to me doesn't make sense. You'd be wasting more fuel. And it's just stupid. There's no doors or compartments on the right side of the sleeper. There's just one on the left. It's a goddamn fucking truck. Who the fuck designed that? You should be able to walk around either side, open a door, and put shit in there. In order to access the middle or the far side of the bunk, the right side if you're facing forward, you have to lift the bunk up. You have to crawl up in there, snake your way between the steering wheel and the seat, and you fucking walk back there. And most likely as a truck driver, this is very rare, but there is a slight chance that there's going to be shit on your bunk. Not only bedding, but other shit. Because everybody thinks these trucks are big. They're like, oh, it's like a camper. Live in one for a week. Fucking camper. Bullshit. But, and then you have to lift it up, reach down in there, and if it's something, wonky and clunky, right, like a hose or something, to plug into your thing to air up your tire or whatever, then you got to do the same process in reverse. I'm so fucking done with humanity. You stupid fucking pieces of shit. From the way we treat diabetes, for fuck's sake, to this truck. And there's dudes like Puss Boy, Mrs. Asshat's former, I'm going to say former little boyfriend. I don't think she'd ever go back. Well, You never know. But I've never seen anybody that unenthusiastic about somebody she was currently dating. So I don't know. That's just fucking weird. But someone like him, I mean, shit, if he got in a truck like that, he'd probably drive around every day with a little heart on. And he'd be like, oh, this is so cool. Oh, can I change the color of the dash? You know, can I customize? Can I download it from, somewhere and download it, to my phone and then link it with the truck and then, you fucking fag, God damn, they're a necessary evil. It's like, fix my fucking computer. It didn't fail, it just fucked itself. So you, stupid, little, all but worthless bitch, who would be worthless if it wasn't for technology, fix my shit and get the fuck out of my sight. You're lucky there's people around, so. Yeah, I guess that's all I gotta say about it. I live beside myself, right? This goddamn fucking truck and fucking motherfucking fucking human. What's my motto, kids? And then just like that. Oh, okay. And that's true, And that's true with anybody. Everybody's like that, like hate whores, for example. Well, they're not bitter, spiteful people. They're hate whores, but, it's because most people do go through life just sort of floating, on easy mode. But you only know a person's true colors when they're flustered, which is not, that doesn't mean piss them off. That doesn't mean when they're really scared or really mad. It's the in-between shit, How do they handle that person who's driving slow, in the middle lane? Do they get right up on their ass and then pass them and don't look and cut them off, using the wrong blinker? That's who that person is. Anyway, but then they get with their friends, and that might stick with them for I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Oh, people are so stupid. Oh, you're one of them. Like I said, that's the difference between me and the rest of the world. I look at myself in the mirror every day and say, try not to be a piece of shit. Everybody else, it would appear they're not having that conversation. So anyway, this turned into a 20-minute fucking ordeal. Fuck it, whatever. So I'm a happy boy. Yeah, I'm gonna make like 100 and probably at least 110,000, probably if not 175 million dollars a year, and then I'm gonna marry my bachelorette bitches, make that, and get all loaded up, do it right, do it smart. So I'm doing it for my boo, because I know she probably like I'm doing it for us. So, oh yeah, and what's my motto, kids? It's fuck you. No, not fuck you. It's fuck you. No. I'm sure you're nice or whatever. But fuck you. Fuck your lifestyle. Fuck your ways. Fuck the way you think. Fuck your friends. Fuck your family. Fuck everything about you. It's not me. It's you. Fuck you. We don't have to be enemies. It's up to you whether or not it stays that way. Fuck you.